Okay, so on today we'll be dealing with the topic of holiness, holy living. And just to sum up that term, holiness, to be holy, holiness is a manner of life in which the Christian, the true Christian should live. It's our mannerism, how we behave, how we carry, or how we conduct ourselves. It's all leads back pertaining to the way Jesus carried himself when he was walking the earth, the way that we're instructed to live throughout the Bible. You cannot understand the trueness of living holy without referring back to the word. That's our guidebook that instructs us, gives us a better understanding of being holy or of living holy. So we'll start in the book of First Peter, and I'll read a scripture. First Peter chapter 1 verse 15 and 16, and it's just talking on just the overall. It kind of hits the point of just overall of being holy. So First Peter chapter 1 verses 15 and 16, it says, "But as he which hath called you is holy, so be ye holy in all manner of conversation, because it is written, Be ye holy, for I am holy." Be holy in all manner of conversation, in every aspect of your life. Uh, Peter wrote the letter. He said, "Look, be holy. Live as Christ lived. Abstain from ungodliness, all ungodliness. Abstain from it." And so, just to hit on a few points, um, the way in which a Christian live should be holy. That means that we're mindful of the words we say. We're mindful of the music we listen to. We're mindful of the movies we watch. We're mindful of the conversations that we get involved in. Uh, Mindful of text messages. Mindful of photos that we upload on social media. Um, just mindful in how we behave, how we conduct ourselves. Uh, because you want to live in a way that Christ is pleased with you completely. If you live in a way where it appears as though you're trying to be real friendly with the world, as well as trying to live a life for Christ, that's not a great example. That's not the best way to exemplify Christ and what he stands for, what he is, who he is. He is holy. And so I said, even in our appearance, the way we look holy. We set a difference. We look peculiar. We look different. We look strange. We act different. We don't act like the everyday person. Um, we When it comes to holiness, some people they cringe because they look at us as those who we only do what the pastor says. And in order to be holy, to live holy, it must first become personal with you. Because if it's not personal, you won't have your own personal convictions. Christ won't be able to deal with you in a personal manner if you only follow just what the pastor says or just what the minister says. It begins with you personally. It starts off with you first being renewed in your mind. It's not, I don't do it because my pastor doesn't do it. You have to form a relationship with Christ for yourself. Holiness isn't about me mimicking what another minister does or what another member of my church does. I have to first form that relationship with Christ myself. I have to learn of him for myself so he can instruct me, give me instructions. Okay, oh, don't wear this, don't put this on, don't act that way, don't say that, don't be a part of that conversation. Don't listen to that music. Don't listen uh, to that song. Don't watch that movie. So you has to first begin personally. It's not I don't do it because my church doesn't do it. It has to begin with you personally. Holiness isn't we only abide by what our pastor tells us to do. No, because when you stand before Jesus, you're not being judged according to what your pastor does. You're being judged according to what you do. You're being judged according to your own works. And so holiness, overall, as I said, it's our mannerism, what we do, what we live, how we behave. And so just to go just a little more in depth, in the book of Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, it talks on, because I made the statement, we're mindful of what we say, mindful of the conversations that we get involved in. And so Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, just one verse, it said, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Let nothing that's foul, nothing that's profane, nothing that's ungodly proceed forth out of your mouth. He said that it may minister grace unto the hearers. He said, let that which is good to the use of edifying or to upbuilding. So one thing you have to be mindful of when you're professing to be holy, you have to be mindful that what you're saying is actually being a help to whoever you're talking to. Make sure that it's helping the spirit man. You don't want to just be so carnal, just trying to help them succeed in life or prosper in life. But you want to be sure that the words that you speak are also helping the spirit man, that is being a help, an upbuilding to their spirit. It's not so much of who broke up with who on Facebook, or who beefing with who on Facebook. What's the new tea? Who's being petty with who? Who has this new girlfriend? Who has this new boyfriend? Who came out with this new song? It's not about that. When you're living holy, your mind becomes more so spiritual and not just relying on carnality. It's not so much of, oh wow, this is going on in the world. They came out with this. This person is collabing with this person now. Let's see what how many likes this song is gonna get, how many hits this song is gonna get. Your mind isn't there. It's not about, even I talked on our appearance, the music, the movies. When it comes to being holy, your mindset changes. You're no longer focused on trying to dress to impress somebody or being provocative, trying to show different parts of your body to gain attention. Modesty is, being holy consists of being modest, not trying to draw attention, not trying to gain recognition. Look at me. Look at what I have on, what I look like, what I'm shaped like. It's not about that. When you're professing holiness, your mind is completely changed. You don't want to show off your body. You don't want to show off everything that you do and may not have. Um, you don't want to do that, because you want to make sure that everything you're doing, that Christ is pleased with. Movies you're watching, that it's not movies that's involving a lot of profane words, a lot of cussing, a lot of provocative talk or seductive talk, vile talk, um, music that's not degrading, talking on things that you know that leads your mind in ungodly places. Holiness, you're very mindful, you're very careful. You have to be very careful because what you're doing is you're guarding your soul. You don't want anything corrupt to attach itself to you. You don't want anything that's going to have you acting in a way that's completely contrary to Christ. You don't want to be involved with anything of that nature. And so you have to be very mindful, be very careful. When you profess holiness, be very, very careful. We live in a restricted way. There are certain things we just don't do. We don't touch. Uh, we don't put on. Simply due to the fact that it can taint your soul. Okay, so just be very mindful when you're professing to be holy. Be holy. There's boundaries we don't cross. We don't get involved in. We don't indulge in. It's okay to be different. You'll be peculiar. We're instructed to be peculiar. Be that holy nation. We're not supposed to be as the world. The Bible said, "Come out from among them and be separate," said the Lord. He said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." Okay, we present our bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Christ. We're to be a sanctified or a set apart people. It's okay. If you want to live for Christ, you will not blend in. You won't blend in with the world. We aren't to try to fit in. We are to stand out and be different. Be peculiar. Okay, so that's the basis of holiness. We don't indulge in everything. The Bible even talks on not being drunken with wine. Don't liquor, alcoholic beverages. When you're gonna act out of character. Did you see Christ being drunken with wine? Did you see Christ waking up with hangovers? Did you see him rolling blunts? Did you read about him going from house to house, person to person, body to body? No. We abstain from fornication. As Christ lived, so should we. As Christ is holy, so we should be as well.